Welcome to the Gavel. I'm Linda Akibe. The free-for-all fight in the House of Representatives on the last day of plenary is still fresh in the minds of many Nigerians. The incident clearly showed that the leadership crisis in the National Assembly was far from over. Now, after the incident, the ruling party, the APC, has been holding several meetings to resolve the crisis. Anyway, the Speaker of the House of Representatives has explained why he did not read the controversial letter from the party at plenary, and action or inaction which worsened the crisis. On Thursday, June 25th, the House of Representatives were thrown into chaos as lawmakers, in the full glare of Nigerians, turned the lower chamber upside down. The bone of contention was the refusal of the Speaker of the House of Representatives to read on the floor the letter from the APC stating the names of the lawmakers to occupy the positions of the principal officers. Days after the incident, the Speaker of the House of Representatives has explained why he refused to read the letter at plenary.
Apparently, it's not that it's not a case of intransigence on the part of presiding officers that we don't want to announce party positions. No, but there are issues of law, issues relating to the oath of office we took, issues relating to the provisions of the Constitution. Now, a precedent that we subsequently developed in the House is that anytime we have such contentious matters in the court, we have always run away from trying to foist on the court a fait accompli. By this, let me just briefly explain. Assuming we go ahead to announce the party position which denies members from the North Central Zone a principal officer position, and also members from the South East Caucus a principal officer position. And then the North Central members, where we have a very strong delegation of 33 APC members who are going to court, assuming they win the case, and the court now rules that that directive of the party breaches the provision of the Constitution relating to federal character, and as such is unconstitutional. So do we now begin to strip somebody of his principal officership position so that we can accommodate the ruling of the court? So these are issues that really are not easy to fathom or to solve.
He also expressed sadness over the dimension that the crisis in the National Assembly is taking.
As leaders, we are bound to give effect to. And when we got that directives from the party, we had to look at the oath of the office we've taken, which entails that we must defend the Constitution, we must enforce our laws, and whether it will amount to defending the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for us to adopt that position. Because certainly it offends not only the Constitution, but even the rule which is the prerogative of the Constitution. So that is where we are, and that is what we are discussing.
In another development, the North Central Caucus in the House of Representatives has said it must be given a leadership position. The chairman of the caucus, Honorable Aliyu Patigi, speaking in Abuja, said the caucus is waiting to see what the decision of the party will be on the crisis that led to the rowdy session on the floor in the House of Representatives.
The matter is a fluid situation. The matter is ongoing, and we await what the party will do. If the party is sensible enough to include us as stakeholders in the Nigerian polity, then of course the party is an institution that we all want to build and make strong. will certainly withdraw the case. But so long as the party feels that the North Central caucus will be excluded from the leadership in the House of Representatives, and the Northeast Zone that already has the speaker will be given the deputy leader, and the Southwest that already has the deputy speaker will be added to it, the leader of the House, then we cannot have a settled 8th Assembly.
APC party members have been holding several meetings to resolve the crisis over the leadership positions in the National Assembly. It is believed that the crisis was top on the agenda at the party's NEC meeting on Friday. After the NEC meeting, APC governors met with National Assembly members also to resolve the impasse. How far these meetings would go in resolving the crisis in the National Assembly remains to be seen. We had a chat with a political analyst, Dr. Austin Otawa, who shed more light on the party leadership crisis in the National Assembly.
For me, it's democracy at work. As Nigerian democracy continues to develop and evolve, we see realities unfolding that will strengthen democracy. This is a situation where the members, House members and the senators came together to say, we want this person to be our leader. We want this person to be our Senate president. We want this person to be our speaker. But since the days of Tabua, that was in 2011, in the House of Reps, where Tabua emerged as the speaker and Emeke Ihedioha as deputy speaker, against the position of the party. Things are beginning to change in such a way that democracy is further strengthened. So what I have seen happening in the past 3 weeks is democracy at work. Democracy being deepened, being consolidated in Nigeria.
Now, when you say his colleagues, the members of both chambers wanted the both of them, you also know that there were groups too. There were different groups, one in the Senate and the House of Representatives, who also had their own candidates who aligned with the party. Yeah. So some people have said that the party should be involved in who emerges as the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Do you agree?
Well, to some extent, yeah, the party could be involved, but not a situation where the party will pose a candidate on either the House or the Senate. I don't think it will augur well for democracy or the Parliament. It's good the parliamentarians come together to decide, maybe based on credentials, based on pedigree.
Now, look at the situation where we have in the Senate right now, where we have the Senate President from the ruling party and the Deputy Senate President from the opposition party as it is now. Yeah. How would the two lawmakers from the different parties be able to work together to set aside their party ideologies and their differences and work together? How would this work?
Well, we've had a similar experience in the Second Republic. You remember NPP, Nigerian People's Party then, and National Party of Nigeria, NPN, went into some kind of alliance that produced NPN Senate President and MPP Speaker. The Senate President was from MPN, the Speaker was from MPP. So they reached some kind of understanding, which worked at that time. But I still believe that it can still work now. It can still work. What matters is the kind of understanding PDP and APC will be able to reach. Because this is an issue on ground now, and you can't run away from it. So what matters is how much harmony they're able to inject into the business of the Senate. The people have given them mandate, and the mandate they have been given has commenced since the last 3 weeks. So we expect them to work at framework, legislative framework, to ensure that the mandate the Nigerians have bestowed on them achieve good results, ensuring that there is development, there is nation building, they make good laws to ensure that there's development.
Now, still on the crisis, this time in the House of Representatives. Now, the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, has come out to say the reason why he did not read the letter from the party which named the party where it stated the principal officers, the remaining principal officers in the House of Reps, was because some lawmakers from the North Central had taken the matter to court. What are your thoughts on is this a good excuse?
Well, it's the prerogative of the Speaker to read such letters. What the House rule, guarantees that, give him such power to either accept to read a letter on a particular day or read it any other day. I think based on that prerogative, the Speaker should be excused. The reason he has given should be excused, because he has his reason. He is the leader of the House, and he has to ensure that the House is together, the House works effectively. In the past parliaments, we witnessed such crisis, really, but none went to this extent of people struggling to destroy the mayors, people beating themselves, especially during the time of NABA. We had episodic crisis of this nature, but they were still able to control themselves to ensure that it didn't result into what we witnessed, 2 weeks ago or last week. From what I have seen now, especially in the Senate, it's obvious that Saraki Group produced the leader. I can't exactly say where the deputy leader is coming from. And then we are looking at the chief whip. Chief whip has not emerged. Deputy chief whip has not emerged. So in trying to make concession now, the Saraki Group should be able to concede 1 or 2 slots to the other divide, so that there will be some harmony, so that the nation can move forward. In politics, winners should not take all. There should be some kind of balance.
And this is what you see it should happen in the House of Reps. How would this also be resolved?
Yeah. I remember during Tambua's time, 2011, the party was positioning, what's the name of this woman from? Yes, to be the Speaker of the House. And then the House members came together and said they wanted Tambua. Tambua emerged as Speaker, Emeka as Deputy Speaker. So even the people on the side of Tambua, they had the number to make the leader of the House, the chief whip, along the line. But they were able to make concession. I remember there were meetings at that time. Tambua had meetings with what I would call the hawks in his group to say, well, let's stop here and ensure that the other side gets something. So they were able to give Akonde the leader of the House.